Hi Aditya sir, now you're the host. You can start the meeting, okay? It's up to you, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Hi guys, this is Aditya. Okay, so today's we are going to let me explain my let me share my screen first. Okay. Okay. So guys, we are going to learn about the firewalls of Fortinet firewalls, and we used to say Fortinet is a company, guys, and we the product of the firewall is called FortiGate. I will explain something more. Before going through, let me introduce myself, guys. So I have more than 12 years of experience in the network securities, and I'm a working professionals. And I have done lots of certifications like CCIE. I've done CCIE routing securities. Also, I have done some cloud certifications, firewall certification like Palo Alto, Checkpoint, CCSA, CCSC, CCNA. So I have gone through lots of certifications in my life, in my career right now, and still pursuing, guys. Okay, so that's what some brief introduction of myself. Okay, guys. So this is in today's class, we are going to learn about the Fortinet Firewall, guys. So before going to the Fortinet Firewalls, let me introduce yourself. Let me explain that Fortinet Firewalls, we generally also used to say it's a FortiGate. Okay, FortiGate. Like Fortinet is a company who is making a firewall. This product name is FortiGate. FortiGate is a firewall. Okay, it's a network security device. Okay, guys. So in the FortiGates, in the Fortinet certification for the network security engineer, we have like a 4 certification: NSE 4, NSE 5, NSE 6, NSE 7. Okay, so guys, in this course, what we are going to explain. So whatever I'm explaining, guys, till the in the end of the sessions, guys, you are able to complete from NSE 4 to NSE 7. Okay, so we are going to explain everything, each and every topics of all 4 certifications, NSE 4 to NSE 7. So once you complete, after the sessions, you would be able to know that you are being an expert of the FortiGate firewalls. Okay, and nowadays, guys, there are lots of opportunities and lots of demand of FortiGate firewalls in all over the world. I have even I worked in abroad as well, outside the countries, and I have seen that there's a huge demand of FortiGate firewalls everywhere. Okay, guys. So let's give us some brief ideas of all these certifications. So like even I have, like in NSE 4, NSE 4 is generally used to say network security professionals, guys. And in NSE 4, we would learn some certifications, some topics. What are the topics we are going to learn about that, guys? So before NSE 4, as I explained, that is known as network security professionals. NSE 5, they are telling FortiGate as a network security analyst. And if you go for someone who would go for NSE 6 certification, that would call network security specialist certifications. And for NSE 7, they used to call network security architect. So guys, we are going to cover all of this, like the syllabus of NSE 4 till NSE 7 in these sessions. Okay. Okay. Now, guys, let's begin the class now. So let's come to the topic. So what we are going to explain, guys. So I'm going to explain FortiGate deployments. Okay. So in this FortiGate deployment, guys, like there are lots of module, guys. I will even explain. This is just for a I've taken it just a small one, not one. Okay, I will show you when the class will start. I'll show you all the topics. Okay, just a brief topic, guys. So we will learn about how we can build a lab. Okay, how we can firewalls. We can up the firewalls or create a lab from scratch. We are going to learn about the security policies, how to create a security policies, how to create a netting, VPNs. Everything's even for the for how to create a security NAT, policy NAT, okay, central NAT, those things, how we can create that, and also how to verify that we are going to learn in these sessions. Also how we can do the content inspection. Guys, we know that the FortiGate firewall is the next generation's firewall. Okay, I want a language in Hindi. Guys, I'm comfortable with any of the language, like English and Hindi.
सर हिंदी में पढ़ाइए सर, हिंदी में समझ जल्दी आता है.
Hey, Raval. Okay, understand. So we can conclude this is like demo session for today. So we'll go with the Hindi. Definitely, if you guys having a demand after this session, so we'll make it one session in a demo also in Hindi as well. There's no problem. Okay.
Okay,
So just try to understand because this today is the first. So we'll try to make the international language because the audience is from the anywhere. So we'll make the separate session for the Hindi as well. No worry, you can ask the question. Sir will definitely explain Hindi as well. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Thank you. Appreciate. Go ahead. Thank you.
Yeah. So if you have any doubt in Hindi as well, I can explain in Hindi as well. No worry. Okay. Okay, guys. Even for the content sessions, guys, we know that all is next generation firewall. So how we can do the URL filtering, content filtering, antivirus filtering, how we do the WAF, DOS attack, how we go to the FortiGate Firewall. We have learned. Okay, even I try to explain those things, even in L2 routings, even for the SDWAN. And for the VPN, what is IPsec VPN, SSL VPN, how to configure VPNs, those things go, everything I'm going to cover, guys. Okay, so this is just for the introduction. Let's start the class, guys. Okay. So guys, we know that, okay, let me ask the questions. I've just
Aditya sir, I believe your voice is breaking somewhere. Can you check? I believe I lost. No worry, guys. I believe there is some bad connection. So just allow a few minutes. He will join again. Yeah, I understand. Aditya sir?
audible? I'm audible, guys?
No, sir. Your voice is breaking. Hello?
I'm okay. My Wi-Fi looks good. Okay. Is it fine?
Now little bit fine.
Okay. Just make me host.
Okay. Let me make you the host again. Just give me 1 minute. Yeah. So you are host.
Okay, guys. Okay, so let me going to ask one question. So we have more than 18 people here. So guys, how many of you knows that what is firewalls and what is the exact use of the firewalls and what are the main features of firewalls? Anyone can explain that, guys? Anyone have idea of what firewall actually doing into the network? Anyone just? Guys, hello? Anyone?
It protects trusted network from unwanted.
Okay, so I'm now going to explain if like we have lots of students are joined. So if anyone have don't no idea about the firewalls, I'm going to explain the very features basic of firewalls. Now we have learned that what we are going to cover in these sessions. Okay, so guys, what happened in the 1980s when all the networking stuffs are started? So that period of time we have a routers and we have a switches. Okay, and at that point of time we have a connectivity between the from the one PC to other PC that was smoothly going through. Okay, even with the help of routers, guys, we can easily from the one location to the other location, we can simply able to connect that. Okay, but what happened after that in the earlier 1990s, the hacker come to the pictures and they are start stealing the data of the server. So guys, we are network security engineers, so our main job is to protect our data. So guys, what happened? The data is very, very important. Okay, we have to protect our data. So for protecting the data, at that time there was no any special or specific device are there who's actually preventing the attack or preventing the unauthorized access of the server or any of the devices. Router are basically, it has a little bit features, but not a specific because it's made for the routings. Okay. So that point of time, there was no such a specific device who's actually protecting our data or protecting our network from the unauthorized access. Okay. So then guys, a firewall came to the picture. Firewall is a network security device. What is it? It's a network security device who's actually, what it does, if any of the people of, or like, if you see that, like if any of the legitimate user, what firewall is a kind of a set of rules. Firewall is following some set of rules. Okay, firewall following the set of rules. With the set of rules, firewall taking the decision, like whoever from the outside, like from the internet, who can come and take the access of my server. Okay, not from the one side, even from the both sides as well. But firewall, like how with the help of set of rules only, firewall will decide who can come, like only a legitimate user, like he's a legitimate user. What is the meaning of legitimate? Legitimate user means he has an authority. This PC, this user has an authority to come to the network, our organizations, and access the server. Okay, and like if there is any hacker into the network, and if he try, like from the outside internet, and if he try to access of any of my server, he try to enter to my network, firewall will simply check that and check the rules, that there is a no rules, there's a no policy that this hacker should come enter into the network, and firewall will simply block the traffic or drop the packet. So that's how, guys, with the help of set of rules, my firewall is protecting the network. So firewall is a what? It is a network security device which is actually helping to unauthorized access. Okay, which actually helping from the unauthorized access. So this is what firewall, guys. So the definition of firewall, we just learned that firewall is a network security device which helps organizations to protect from unauthorized access to their private resources. That's it. So now we come to know what is firewall and what is the working of firewall. That point is clear. That point is clear, guys. Anyone have any doubt? What is firewall and what is the working of firewall? Anyone have any doubt? Clear? Okay. Now come. So guys, we all know that how many types of firewalls. Okay. So there are multiple types of firewall, guys, but I'm going to explain some 4 to 5 types of firewalls. Okay. Those are the very important. So, okay. Before going to that, anyone knows how many types of firewalls? Anyone can explain that? How many types of firewall? Anyone? Any idea?
So types of firewalls means it's a vendor or asking about it?
No.
सर स्टेट फुल पता है बस थोड़ा सा मेरे को, क्योंकि उसके अंदर सेशन का जो क्या होता है टेबल क्रिएट किया जाता है.
हाँ, अच्छा, ये वेरी गुड रावल, वेरी गुड. स्टेटफुल तो है, मैं जस्ट इसके बाद बताऊंगा. और देखो टाइप्स ऑफ फायरवॉल में ये नहीं होता है कि वेंडर्स लाइक सिस्को बना रही है फायरवॉल, एएसए सिस्को एएसए बना रही है, पालो अल्टो बना रहा है, वो नहीं, वो टाइप्स ऑफ फायरवॉल नहीं होता है. ये तो वेंडर बना रहे हैं. फायरवॉल ये सारे के सारे फायरवॉल के कितने टाइप्स होते हैं वो है. ठीक है, तो वो हम चलते हैं, देखते हैं. ठीक है, क्योंकि हम फायरवॉल वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट द फायरवॉल, so we should have know the basics of the types of firewall. If you go to any interview, the first question they're going to ask, what is the types of firewalls? Definitely the first question they're going to ask. Okay, so let me explain that. Okay, and once if you have any doubt, let me know. I will explain in a very well manner. Okay, so guys, in the 1990s, the first, it's called packet filter firewall. Okay, packet filter firewall also is a legacy firewall or old firewalls. Okay, and we also used to say packet filter firewall as a stateless firewall. Why we used to say, I will explain that in a manner, in a minute. Okay, it's also a stateless firewall. Let me explain why. Let's go. So what happened in the packet filter firewall? So like this is my firewall. Okay, and there is a one PC, and there is a one PC. Okay, like okay, this is PC1, this is PC2. And the IP of PC1 is 10.1.1.1 and the IP of PC2 is 10.2.2.2. Okay. Now, if this PC1 want to access PC2, okay, so we have to create, as I said, firewall. In the firewall, we create a policy, like set of rules. So that set of rules called policy. Whatever the policy we will create, okay, that only, whatever the policy we will create and allow it, that only firewall will allow the traffic. Otherwise, the rest, it will block it. Okay, I will explain that. So guys, before going to that, I want to explain one thing. Okay, just tell me what is the one successful communication? It's a very basic. Like this PC1, PC2, if this PC1 want to access something of this server, so he will first send a communication to that. Okay, like he is an initiator. Okay, who is in initiator means what? Like who is initiating a connection. Whoever initiating a connection is called initiator. Once he will initiate the packet, then PC2 will respond it. Okay, that's why it's called responder. Got it, guys? So now we come to know what is initiator, what is responder. We used to also say initiator as a source. This is a source. And the IP of this PC is called source IP. And we used to say responder as destination. Okay, and the IP of responder is destination IP. Okay, so we understood.
लगेगा ऐसा मत कर दो.
Okay, mute कर लो. ठीक है, mute कर लो, guys. See that, guys. See that. So one successful communication we required, like this PC1 initiate a packet, and then PC2 will reply to that. So one successful communication, it's required a two-way communication. Okay, so two-way communication is called a one successful communication, like successful communication. That is clear, guys, because that is very important. Okay, we know that if you're using like in the router event, like you guys even work on the routers, definitely you guys have a CCNA ideas, could be. That's why I'm expecting that. So if this is router 1, this is router 2. If this router 1 initiate any he will initiate any connection, this router 2 will respond it back. Then only it's called a one successful communication, right? That is clear. If like this router only initiated a connection and this router is not going to be respond, so that what happened? That is not a successful communication, because he has to be respond. Then only it's called a successful communication. If it will not respond, then it doesn't mean it's not going to work. It's not a successful communication. The connection is not established. For establish a connection, both two sides communication is required. That is clear, guys? Okay. If it is clear, then we will understand the packet filter firewalls. Come here, guys. See the example here. Let me rub it. Okay. So, guys, now come to here. This is PC1, whose IP is 10.1.1.1.1. There's PC2, whose IP is 10.2.2.2. In between, we have my firewalls. Okay. So now PC1 want to initiate a connection. Okay. So he is an initiator here. Initiator means source. Okay. Initiator. Okay, guys. And now if PC2 will reply to that, okay. So PC2 will become responder. And also we used to say destination.
आरुष, मत दे उसको आके लेने दे.
Mute yourself, guys, please. Okay, understood. Now, guys, come on. Let's see that. What is the source IP here? Like this. So, how we can create the policy in the firewall? The question is how we can create the policy in the firewall. So, how we can create the policy? See here, guys. We can create the policy. Policy number 1. Like, what is my source IP? Tell me, guys, what is your source IP here? This is a source IP, right?
10.1.1.
Very good. What is my destination IP?
10.2.2.2.
Very good. 10.2.2.2. And suppose this is initiating connection on destination, that is destination port. Destination port, I'm thinking 443. And action is allowed. Allowed. We have to make action is allowed. If it is not allowed, my firewall will block it. So this source IP 10.1.1.1.1 going to the destination 10.2.2.2 with the port 443, action is allowed. So if I create this policy in the firewalls, okay. So I'm talking about the packet filter, okay. Remember. So what happened? This firewall will only forward a traffic for one way, only one side. For the return traffic in the packet filter, for the return traffic, we have to create one more policy. Otherwise, my firewall will block it. This was actually happening in the packet filter. It is not currently happening, but actually in the packet filter, even for the responding packet return, that's a reply. When PC2 will reply to that, even for the reply is coming, we need to create a policy in the firewalls. So now if traffic is coming from the PC2, now this IP becomes the source IP. Okay. So now what is the source IP then? 10.2.2.2 for the second policy. And this is become a destination. So 10.1.1.1 port number is same and action is allowed. So guys, for creating a one successful communication, okay, we have to create the two policy in the packet filter firewall. Okay, understood, guys? We require a two-way, both sides, two-way policy, two sides policy in the firewalls for one successful communication. Okay, why? Because packet filter firewall is allow or deny the traffic by checking the only source IP and destination IP addresses and services. Okay, it works on network and transport layer. So this is what, guys. So one more thing, like for one successful communication, how many policy we are creating? Two policy, right?
Inbound or outbound?
Yes, inbound and outbound. So guys, for 100 successful communication, how many policy we have to create?
200.
200. Very good. 200 policy. So you can say that for 100 successful full communication, we have to create 200 policy. It means this firewall is this packet filter firewall. It's actually consuming more memory, and also taking computing. It's taking more time for computing, more time for computing. It means it has a latency. Latency means your network is slow because it has to be it's a very lengthy, we have to create a very lengthy policy, right? Like if you have a 10, I have to be created 10,000 successful communication. So for creating a 10,000 successful communication, we have to be create a 20,000 policy. See that? So it's taking more memory, guys, and for checking each and every policy, it's taking more time to long time to compute. So that's why this firewall is very slow. Okay, guys. So packet filter is confirmed. Yeah, understood. Now come to the stateful firewall. Once you understand the stateful firewall, we will see some more difference between packet filter firewall and stateful later on. Okay, guys, come to the stateful. Stateful firewalls. Like this is the same example I'm taking, guys. This is a firewalls. Okay. PC2, PC1. The IP is 10.1.1.1. This PC is 10.2.2.2. Okay, same thing. Now here, guys, for one successful, if this PC1 initiating a communication, okay, initiating a traffic for PC2, he want to access a PC2 on port 443, how we can create the policy? So we can create a policy like source IP. Source IP is going to be 10.1.1.1, and then destination IP, that is going to be 10.2.2.2, and then port number, suppose destination port number, it is 443. And action is allowed. Okay. So guys, in the stateful firewall, only one policy is actually enough. Even the reply is coming, one policy is enough for successful communication. It will allow that. Why it is, I'm going to explain. So one policy in the stateful, guys, stateful firewall is nowadays everyone using the stateful. All my firewall is stateful. Okay. No one using packet filter. All firewall is stateful. Always remember. So one policy is actually enough for one successful communication. But in the packet filter firewall, we require a two policy. But here, only one policy is enough for one successful communication. Why it is? Now understood. Because stateful firewall maintain a state. It maintain a state table. It maintain a state table. We also used to say state table as connection table, or we also used to say connection table or session table. Okay. It has some different name as well. Like someone would say connection table, someone would say session table, all are same. Okay, so it maintains the state table. So what information it maintain in the state table? So like this policy, if any traffic going from the firewalls, so this firewall would going to maintain one. What is the source IP for that? Okay, so like in this example, the source IP is 10.1.1.1. Okay, like if traffic going from one way, initiating from the PC1 to PC2. So there is the one state table maintained. The source IP 10.1.1.1. Then destination IP would be 10.2.2.2. Okay, what is my destination port? Destination port going to be 443. Okay. Now, guys, it's also there is one more thing. There is one source port also going to be information. What is source port? I'm going to explain, guys. So let's have a discuss in the state table. It's going to maintain the source IP, then source port, then destination IP, then destination port, And one more information, guys, session, it create one session ID. Okay, it create one session ID. Every session has one ID, like 2, 3, any number. Okay, it's one session ID. Okay, so that's what the information it has for in the session table for each communication for every sessions. Okay, let me explain the source port, guys. Now come to here, guys. We know there are from 0 to 65535. That many ports are there. Okay, only this is a range of ports, total ports. This is a range of ports, guys. Out of that, 0 to 1023, it's called a well-known port. Okay, well-known port. Why it's called well-known port? Let me explain. These are the well-known port. Means well-known port means what, guys? Like if you know port number 21, like it's already defined. 21 is used for FTP. Like 22, like TCP 22 is used for SSH, right? 23 is used for Telnet, right? Like 25 is used for SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. Okay, 49 is used for TACAX. Okay, 80 is for STTP. 443 is used for STTPS. So guys, like out of from 0 to 1023, the services of the ports are already defined. That's why that's called well-known port. Okay, guys, and after that, from the port 1024 to 65535, this port used to call random ports. What used to say? Random ports. Random ports. It could be anything. Okay, anything. So what happened, guys? If any session would come here, let me explain the session. Like this is my PC, okay? And if it is try to connect with like internet, anything, I'm just typing internet, okay? Google.com, whatever. If this PC will initiate any connection, so it will create it has some source IP, right? Like the source IP of this PC is standard 1.1.1. It also has the information of source port. So source port, guys, it will take the source port from any of the random port, okay? Because these port has already defined ports, so it is not used as a source port. It will always use as a destination port. Always remember. But these ports are going to be used as because these are random port, is going to be used as a source port. The source port could be anything, right? Like 42653, anything. Okay, it could be anything from number 1024 to 65535. Okay, so let me explain, guys. I'll demonstrate you something. Like I have initiated the connection, lots of like Google.com. Come to the CMD. And just type net state. You can see I have established some connectivity with the internet as well. Okay. So you can see, just see the last one. Like this is my source IP 192.168.0.103. That's my source IP. And this 55185, this one, guys, this is the source port. It's a random port. It could be anything. And like this is a destination 5298, 5034, whatever. And this is a destination port, HTTPS. Okay. So this is what the source port, guys. For each and every connections, source port is different. For each and every connection, the source port is different. Okay, guys, always remember this source port is actually it has a very much it's very much useful for segregate the sessions that we can learn later on. So this is what the source port, guys. Okay, so now come here, guys. So this state table, guys, in the state table, guys, it maintain the what is the source IP, what is the source port number. It could be anything, random port, which is automatically generated by the PC. It could be anything. Okay, it is automatically generated by the PC. We don't have any control here. Okay, now it going to the destination 10.2.2 with the port number 443. Okay, and it create also session ID. So that's what the sessions table or state table is maintained by the firewalls. Okay, guys. Now, if this connection is going through one way, okay, and the state, my firewall going to maintain the session for that. Okay, what protocol using, everything like 443 is a TCP. So if the return traffic is coming, guys, if the return traffic is coming, my firewall will match that if this connection is a new connection or existing connection. So it will check that the information in the state table, and the state table, it will find out that whatever this traffic is coming, it's an existing traffic because I have seen that there is the information already present in the state table. So that's why firewall not going to be check any policy and it will simply allow that. Okay, guys. So that's with the help of state table. One policy is we have created for one successful communications. But in the packet filter firewalls, we require a 2 policy, right? But here, guys, in the stateful firewalls, because it's maintained the state table, so with the help of a state table, one policy is capable of the successful communications, right? Understood, guys? Anyone have any doubt? No?
Clear.
नो सर सर ये जो पैकेट फिल्टरिंग आपने बताया था ये ACL उसी में अप्लाई होता है सर?
हाँ, ACL में। बट पैकेट फिल्टर अभी अब कोई यूज नहीं करता है, ये बहुत पुरानी टेक्नोलॉजीज है, अब सब स्टेटफुल यूज करते हैं। ठीक है,
आ गया समझ में सर, आ गया।
ठीक है, अब एक और चीज देख लो छोटा सा। अब यू नो इन द इंटरव्यू guys also going to ask that what is the difference between stateful and stateless firewall? Stateless firewall. Stateless is what? Stateless is packet filter. Stateful is what? So we know now we understood, right? What is the difference between stateful and stateless? Like we require it maintain the state, right? It maintain the state. Okay, it maintain the state table or whatever. It maintain the state table or state. Okay, and same thing, it doesn't maintain the state. Okay. Second things, for one successful communication, it required a 1 policy. For one successful communication, it required a 2 policy. It is very, very fast. Okay, it is slow. Why slow? Because it is taking more time, or it consuming more time for checking the policy. Because for one policy, we have to create a 2. For one successful communication, we require a 2 policy. So it will definitely is going to be take time because it's going to be lengthy, right? So likewise, guys, we can explain the difference between stateful and stateless. And we can see stateful is now everyone is using stateful firewall, guys, or stateful is very, very fast. Okay, guys. So that's what the stateful firewall. Okay. Now stateful firewall is clear, guys. Okay. Any doubt?
Clear.
Now, guys, we have a one application level gateway firewall. This is nothing. This is proxy. Okay, so that firewall, it's a dedicated hardware firewall. Okay, like if you know that Blue Code proxy, McAfee proxy, WebSense. Okay, that is all are the proxy firewall. So what this proxy firewall is actually working on application layer. Actually working on application layer. So guys, I'm thinking you all aware of OSI reference model, right? If not, I can explain in the classes the OSI if required. Okay. Like we have an application layer, it's a L7, right? Presentation layer, right? Session layer, transport layer, and network layer, data link layer, right? Physical layer. So we have a 7 layer, right? So application layer is actually working on the layer 7. So what it does, guys, so earlier we have a firewall, and from the firewall, it is connected with the proxy. I'm just typing. It's a proxy. Okay. So what is the use of proxy is? Proxy use is what, guys? It's actually filtering out the websites. Like, erase that. So what it does, like this is my proxy firewalls, okay, proxy firewalls, and we have a LAN network, okay, we have a LAN network, and like there is a users, okay. So like this is a PC1, PC2, PC3, PC4. If like this PC1 is using by the HR, suppose HR is a human resource, okay, he has to be recruit the guys, okay, and PC2 is suppose it's a programmer, okay, programmer, like a, and PC3 is like a banker, okay, or kind of a banking guys in the office, okay, he's taking the banking stuffs, and PC4 is a manager, okay. So guys, with the help of proxy firewalls, like whoever going to the internet, I can filter the URL. Okay, URL means what? Any of the websites. So proxy firewall is actually filtering the websites. Okay, with the help of category. I will explain the category. So like HR want to access Naukri.coms. Okay, like any of the Naukri.coms, any of the other monster.coms for the job portals. Okay, any of the job portals websites. So guys, and like this is a programmer. I don't want programmer get any internet access. Okay, and bankers, I want that this PC3 is a banking user. I want that he can only access the banking websites like icacbank.com, SDFCbank.com, SBIbank.com, whatever bank stuff. And for he's a manager, and like user 4, he's a manager. I want him for full access. Like he can act because he's a manager, he would have a full access of the internet. So likewise, with the help of proxy, we can create the policy like that. Like each user has a different website access that we can achieve with the help of category. So in the proxy, there is a category, guys, category based, like social media. Okay. Social media is what, guys? Any of the web, like at facebook.com, twitter.com, these are part of the social media. So guys, if you allowed any of like social media category, you would have a access of all the websites belonging to social media. Okay. So guys, like we have a video streaming. Okay. Streaming media. What is streaming media? Streaming media means like youtube.com, vimeo.com, where we can watch videos. Okay. So if you allow the streaming media, so whatever the websites are actually for the streaming media, video, we can stream that or watch that. Those are all websites part of the streaming media. So if you allow that, he can able to access all of the streaming media access. Likewise, for the banking and finance, there's a category called banking and finance. If I allow the banking and finance category, so that banker can able to access all the banking all over the world, all the banking websites all over the world. So guys, we can also discuss all those things in the classes, guys, when the classes will start. Okay. And for the full access, we can allow the manager full all access of the internet. Likewise, guys, like this HR want a job portal, so we can have a job portals also, job portals category. We can give HR as a only job portals category access, so he can only access of the job portals. Okay, guys, if banker if banker want to access the any of the banking websites, we can allow the category of banking category. Okay, so likewise, guys, with the help of proxy, we can separately give the access of the users to the internet website access. That we can do that, guys. Okay, so those things I will explain how we can do that in the once the classes will come for the proxy. Okay, guys. Now, guys, next generation's firewalls. Guys, we know that our this FortiGate firewall is a next generation firewall. Okay, so what is next generation firewall? Before going to the next generation firewall, let me explain the IPS. Okay, let me explain the IPS. Guys, anyone knows what is IPS? Anyone knows what is IPS?
Intrusion prevention system.
Yes, it's an intrusion prevention system. Okay, so what it does, guys, intrusion prevention system. So it has a it has a database of signature. Okay, that is has a data. IPS has a database of signatures. Database of signatures. What kind of signature, guys? It has a database of signature, but that signature is a attacks. It's a attacks of signatures. Whatever the attacks like DOS attack, DDoS attack. DOS means denial of service. Guys, I will explain everything when the class will start. I'm just giving a brief. Okay, DOS attack, DDoS attack. Those all attacks, whenever happen since the beginning until then today, whatever the attacks happen, those all attacks has their signature. Signature means, guys, some kind of a coding. Okay, coding to intercept the attack. Okay, that particular attack. That's why that coding is called signature. So IPS has a signatures of all the attacks. So like suppose, guys, if any users forward any packet, that packet first come to this IPS. IPS will check this packet. IPS will, what it does, it will, like this packet is coming from this PC. IPS will match all the signature with this packet. Okay. And if there is a no signature matching, no match, if there is a no match, so it means, guys, this packet is safe. There is a no any malware. There is a no malware into that. But if any signatures matches to this packet, it means there is any malware or any attacks, any viruses, anything, any malware into that in the packet. So that's what IPS is doing, guys. Okay, IPS is actually has a database of signature. It helps to prevent the system from the attacks or intrusion. Okay, guys. Now come to that. So, guys, we have learned about the stateful firewalls, right? We have learned about the proxy, and we have also learned about the IPS. There's one more thing, guys, threat prevention, or like threat preventions, or I used to say antivirus, okay, anti-malware, anti-malware. Okay. Lots of things. Okay. There are multiple things. I'm just typing threat prevention. Threat prevention. Guys, including, see that firewall is a dedicated hardware device. Proxy is a dedicated hardware device. IPS is a dedicated hardware device. Now, this could be a software, these three. Guys, including everything is now become a one firewalls. Okay. Now, these all features is now come into the one firewalls and call it a next generation firewall. Okay. But only adding of all the features into a one firewall, it doesn't mean that it's a next generation. There is also one feature that it will process the packet, forward the packet, process the packet with a very fast manner. Okay, like it's processed the packet in a very fast manner. That's why there is a no latency. It's zero latency into the network. The bandwidth, there is a huge bandwidth into the network. Okay, processing of the packet is very, very fast into the firewall. That's why, guys, that firewall is called a next generation firewall, and our FortiGate firewall is a next generation firewall. So we will learn all those things, features about the FortiGate firewalls. Okay, guys, everything once the class will start. Okay, guys. Now there is one more types of firewall, guys. It's called transparent firewalls. Okay, transparent firewall is nothing. It's called my firewall. Like we know that firewall is working on L3, means network layer, right? So any device is work on network layer, like router is also working on L3, like network layer. So any of the devices is working on layer 3, it means if it is connected to that interface has to be required a one IP address. Okay, that is the meaning of L3. I will explain later on in the class. So in the L3, guys, L3 means in the network, any of the L3 devices, their interface has to be configured as a, in the interface, we have to be configured as a IP addresses. Guys, we know that in the switch, in the L2 switch, we know if it is connected to any of the devices, we no need to put the IP addresses in that interface, right? In the L2 switch, not required, right? Not required. In the L2 switch, we can see we will not add any IP addresses. We will not assign any IP on the interface of the L2 switch. That's a feature of the switch. Okay. So guys, that's what. Just understand this. Now I'm going to explain what is transparent firewall and what is this important. Come here. What happened, guys? So like if we have some L3 switch, okay, and there is my LAN, office LAN, okay, LAN network, okay, and guys, it's connected with my router. Connected with my router, and that is internet connected. So like what happened, guys, this is my L3 switch. It could be a one IP like 10.1.1.1, and it is directly connected to the router. Okay, and router has a IP 10.1.1.2. So it is directly connected, right, guys? What happened? This is the old topologies, and there is no network devices in between. So could be your manager think that we required a one security device or firewall into between this between L3 switch and router. Here we required a one firewalls. We want to add to secure our network. Okay, so guys, we can't put in these topologies. If we'll put a L3, my firewall is a L3 device, so then we need to assign the IP addresses on the interface of the firewalls. So that is create a very big mesh, because for this L3 switch, all the routing is directly for the gateway of this L3 switch is this router, and the gateway of this router is to L3 switch, right? So whatever the routing we are doing for this L3 switch is directly forwarding to router, and for the router, all the traffic directly forwarding to the L3 switch. And if you are putting any L3 device in between, now instead of this router, this firewall going to be the gateway. So guys, if you're putting any firewall in between, it's going to be a very mess. Why mess? Because then we have to do lots of configuration. We have to do lots of changes of configuration in the switch, even in the router as well. So that is create a mess, which I don't want. What we can do, we want to secure our network, but we don't want this mess. So we can there is one technology is called, the solution is transparent firewall, where we can put my firewall as a L2. We can put my firewall as a L2. So if my firewall put as a, we can install my firewall as L2. So we no need to provide any or assign any IP on the interfaces. Okay, so that switch directly forward the traffic to the router as well. So what happened in the L3 switch and the router, there is a firewall as well into between that. Sit. Yes, we can before router as well, but yeah, there is one question: can we put firewall before router? Yes, we can put firewall before router, but we know that if you put firewall here, we know that it is a router. Its router is main job is to the routing. So it could be is some OSPF is running, BGP is running. So it is directly connected with the internet. So we need to provide. We can do that. Most of the cases it's do that. But if you have a very big network, in that kind of time, firewall is not enough actually. We need to put the router, big series of router into the edge. Okay, so that would be good for that. We can put the firewall at the edge also, but it's for the small or medium size of network. It's depend on the how big your network it is. Okay, now come guys. If you put a firewall as a L2, so that solution, that issue is going to be done. Okay, there's no need to change any configuration, and as well, my firewall is going to secure my network. Okay, it's going to secure my network. So whenever any traffic is going from internet, we have to create the policies, and that policy all my devices is going to follow the policies, and then it will allow it. Okay, so in this, even my firewall working as a L2, still my firewall is providing a full network security. Okay, full security. Okay, it is securing a full security. But there is some limitation, guys, like dynamic. We can't configure dynamic routing into that. Okay, limited, like dynamic routing will not work when firewall is become a L2 or transparent firewall, and even like VPNs, we won't able to configure VPNs also. So only these two is a limitations. Otherwise, my firewall is going to be provide a full security, like we can create all the policies, all the objects, everything we can do, like we can do as a L3 firewalls. Okay, guys. So that's all for today's, guys, for the types of firewalls. You would have some vendors of firewall, guys. Okay, like Sonic Wall creating a firewall, WatchGuard creating a firewall, Palo Alto creating a firewall, or Fortinet creating a firewalls called FortiGate, Juniper also creating called SRX. Okay, Cisco creating a firewall called ASA. Even FTD is creating one more, and next generation Checkpoint also creating a firewalls. Okay, StoneSoft. So these are the vendors which are actually manufacturing the firewalls. These are the company. Okay, guys. So that's all for today, guys. In the next class, we will learn about what is the packet flow of firewalls. Okay, I will explain that, how we can explain the packet flow. And then, guys, once I will explain that, then we will create the lab for FortiGate firewalls. Okay, we will do the lab on FortiGate firewalls, and I will explain how we can, like, we will put the firewalls. We can have some PCs. We can connect with the firewalls with the internet, and then we can do some verifications. Those all things, guys, we can do all the basic configuration of the firewalls we can do. Okay, in the next classes. So that's all for today, guys. Okay, and if you have any doubt for the certification, guys, that certification is actually very, very important and very, very demanding, guys. This NSE certification is all over the world. So that certification, I would recommend, guys, go for the certification of the Palo Alto, Fortinet firewalls. Okay, guys. Okay, so that's all for today, guys. If anyone have any doubt, any questions, please do let me know.
सर आप ये ट्रेनिंग सर एनएससी 4 पे देंगे, किस पे देंगे सर? ये
क्या बोल रहे हो
सर? ये जो ट्रेनिंग होगी ये एनएससी कौन से वर्जन पे देंगे आप? ये 4, 5, 6, 7 किस पे देंगे सर? ये
हम देखो, हम पढ़ाएंगे पूरा, ठीक है। मैंने अभी एक्सप्लेन किया ना, ये 4 से लेकर 7 तक सारा फ्रॉम बेसिक टू एडवांस लेवल हम सारे पढ़ने जा रहे हैं, ठीक है। तो जब अपना सेशंस कंप्लीट होगा ना, आप चारों में से कोई भी एग्जाम दे सकते हो, आपके पास पूरा आर्किटेक्ट लेवल का नॉलेज रहेगा, ठीक है।
अच्छा सर, ये मोड ऑफ लैंग्वेज सर आपका क्या रहेगा सर पढ़ाने का?
मोड ऑफ लैंग्वेज देखो, या तो हम हिंदी में भी जा सकते हैं, 2 अलग अलग सेशन कर सकते हैं, एक हिंदी का अलग सेशन कर सकते हैं, इंग्लिश का अलग सेशन कर सकते हैं, हम कर सकते हैं, ठीक है। ड्यूरेशंस ये 2 मंथ्स के आसपास रहेगा, 30-40 आवर्स का रहेगा, ठीक है। ये
डेली चलेगा सर, क्लास डेली है?
डेली, हाँ ये वीक डेज पे रहेगा, मंडे टू थर्सडे, ठीक है, और 1 घंटे का क्लास रहेगा।
ठीक है सर, ठीक है।
ठीक है, मंडे टू थर्सडे 1 दिन का क्लास रहेगा, और 1 आवर का क्लास रहेगा, मंडे थर्सडे 1 आवर का, और 2 मंथ्स तक, एटलीस्ट 2 मंथ्स तक तो रहेगा, उसके पहले ही हो जाएगा, बट 2 मंथ्स तक मैक्सिमम। या टाइमिंग, टाइमिंग के लिए अभी मोस्टली अभी हम 2 टाइमिंग सोच रहे हैं, एक 8 से 9 और एक के शायद 6 से 7। ये 2 टाइमिंग है जिसपे भी 6 to 7 और इधर 8 to 9, ये 2 टाइमिंग बेस्ट टाइमिंग है जिसपे भी हम लोग आप लोग सजेस्ट करें। वी कैन स्टार्ट।
सर मान लो सर हम
इवनिंग
हिंदी में पढ़ना चाह रहे हैं तो हमारा बैच अलग बनेगा सर इंग्लिश वालों से?
देखो, हिंदी में अगर बहुत नॉट AM PM के लिए रहेगा ये टाइमिंग जो है। तो हिंदी के लिए अगर बहुत सारे बच्चे आ जा रहे हैं तो हिंदी का अलग बैच बन जाएगा, अगर इंग्लिश के लिए अलग बैच आ रहा है तो इंग्लिश के लिए अलग बैच बन
सर
जाएगा।
हिंदी में समझ आया था सर, इंटरव्यू तो खैर हम दे देते इंग्लिश में, लेकिन सर जो पढ़ाने का है ना वो एक बार हिंदी में आ जाता तो समझ आ जाता है जल्दी।
ठीक है, हम हिंदी में भी स्टार्ट करेंगे, इसमें कोई बात नहीं है, हिंदी में भी हम स्टार्ट कर देंगे। Any other question, guys?
When will be the next class? When will be the next class, sir?
Sorry?
Next class. When will be the next class, sir?
Okay.
Class.
Okay. आप लोग अभिषेक सिंह को कॉल कर सकते हैं, उन्होंने अपना नंबर शेयर किया हुआ है, आप देख लीजिए। ठीक है, अगर आप लोग को मैसेज जा रहा होगा तो हाँ, इस पे आप सारे डाउट्स मैं एक बार फिर से शेयर कर देता हूँ। प्लीज कॉल टू अभिषेक सिंह और दे विल गाइड यू everything. Okay, sorry, let me explain. I've just forwarded to everyone. Okay, so मैंने अभी जस्ट फॉरवर्ड किया आपको, आप ये चैट पे देख लीजिए, ये नंबर है, ये नंबर रख लीजिए और इस नंबर पे कॉल करके मिस्टर अभिषेक सिंह इनको आप फोन कीजिए और अकॉर्डिंगली आप ये सेशंस इंग्लिश में, हिंदी में, टाइमिंग जो भी चीज है वो सब चीज आपको बता देंगे। ओके, क्लास कब से स्टार्ट हो रहा है, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग, ऑल इन्फॉर्मेशन अभिषेक बता देंगे आपको। ठीक है
सर लैब के लिए लैब किस पे कराएंगे सर?
हमारा इवेंट जी का अपना लैब है। ओके, और उस पे हम सब लैब करेंगे इवेंट जी पे। ठीक है, और हमारे पास अच्छा खासा लैब एक्सेस है, डोंट वरी। लैब बहुत अच्छी, जो भी मैं प्रैक्टिस कराऊंगा वो सब आप अच्छे से, जो भी मैं लैब कराऊंगा उसको अच्छे से आप प्रैक्टिस कर सकते हैं, ईच एंड एवरीथिंग। तो
एक चीज में क्लास का रिकॉर्डिंग वीडियोस भी मिलेंगे सर हमको? ये
हाँ, हर क्लास का रिकॉर्डिंग वीडियोस भी अपडेट होता रहेगा। ये आप ये सारे डाउट्स आप अभिषेक से पूछ लीजिए, उस हर चीज बता देंगे। ठीक है, ठीक गाइज। नेक्स्ट क्लास कब है अभिषेक आपको बता देंगे, नेक्स्ट क्लास कब है। ठीक है गाइज, दैट्स ऑल फॉर टुडे। थैंक यू गाइज, हैव अ नाइस डे। मैं क्लास स्टॉप कर रहा हूँ। थैंक यू गाइज।